And we are rolling. What up? What's good? What it do? It's your boy KJ Lee, and we are back with another episode of the KSquared podcast. This episode is for Monday. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. This episode is for Monday, June 10th, 2026. I'm starting the archive of these things because favorite podcast I listen to is very old, and I had no idea. I've only been listening to it for a little while, and I noticed that it started in 2007. That means this might take a while. This might take a while, and that's just something that I'm gonna have to be prepared and ready for, and I think that I am. But I just wanted to go ahead and say, hey, what's going on? What's good with everybody? Hope you feel motivated this week because I think we have to have a theme. I think I have to have a thing specifically that I push and that I talk about. And so, you know what I'm going to talk about for us? Entrepreneurship. What? Entrepreneurship. That means you're an artist and an entrepreneur all rolled into one. In this day and age, you have to be that. I heard Cheryl Underwood say it on Shuck Club Shay Shay. She was like, we're corporations, so we have to run things like a business. And I'm like, you really do. And the ones who are better at business are the ones who are better at comedy. It's weird. Being funny is only like a small part of this. It takes a lot more than just being funny. It does. That being said, if you're in Philadelphia or if you're in DC, July, I will be there. End of July, I'll be in Philly, and then I'll be in DC. Come check me out. Been doing stand-up for a while. I'm pretty good at it. But in other news, let's get to the stuff that we came here to talk about. I recently saw two things. I recently saw a documentary on YouTube. Super random, but I got super deep into it, like a rabbit hole of like what is going on with this situation. I'll get into that, but first I'll talk about I just recently went and saw a scary movie. Not sure if you guys saw it. Once I saw Rotten Tomatoes gave the movie a 22%, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a funny movie. Cause Rotten Tomatoes don't get our humor. Like Rotten Tomatoes, they've rated some really shitty movies really great. Let's look at Rotten Tomatoes top rated movies so I can go ahead and have just a little bit of defense for my argument because let's see, because Rotten Tomatoes be wrong about a lot of movies. There we go. Top rated movies. Let's see. There we go. Citizens Kane by Orson Welles. Grapes of Wrath, 1940, 1941. Seven Samurai, 1954. So you see where they're coming from, right? I'm pretty sure these fuckers weren't even around when these movies came out. They might have been, but I doubt it. The 40s? It's a long fucking time. Here we go. 30 highest rated movies of all time. Fucking only 30. Oh, they're all from the 50s. All the movies are from the 50s. The Terminator, 1984. Not bad. Toy Story, the original. And Toy Story 2. Deliver Us from Evil. The Dark Side of the Story. Man on the Wire. Poetry, Shit I've Never Seen. Wasteland. The Square. Gloria. Tale of Princess Kuya. I think this is just one weird person's movies. I think that one weird person just has a bunch of movies they like, and they say, hey, this is what you should say. And I don't know why everybody loves it. Leave No Trace, Summer, Minding the Gap. Sorry, y'all. I haven't watched any of these movies to even say that they're like great or bad. I've seen Citizens Kane. It's not bad. Not bad, but it's super filmmakery, and they gotta explain everything. His House is a horror movie. I hate horror movies. I'm gonna go ahead and just give it to him. There you go. That's a bunch of them. So if those are your favorite movies, then you'll probably hate Scary Movie. But if you don't like those movies, this is gonna probably be one of the funniest movies you see all year. They brought so much into it. There was so many. I mean, it was a fucking sketch comedy montage movie. It was hilarious. And then they did so many callbacks from the original movies, which were stolen from them. I didn't realize. I didn't know that the original movies were like stolen from the Wayans, and so the Wayans family and Sean and Marlon are in the movie and talking about that. It's very funny. Broke the fourth wall a lot. Half the movie was past the fourth wall. They had 6 walls in that fucking movie. Not sure how exactly the fourth wall thing works anymore, but it was still really funny. I could tell Marlon had a lot to do with it. Marlon's really carried the torch for the Wayans family. He's done a good fucking job too, because Marlon helps out a lot of young comedians and works with a lot of guys I know. And I saw 2 of them in the movie. Shout out to DC Irving and shout out to Sidney Castillo. Both of them got speaking roles in the movie. They were speaking. They were saying funny shit. One of them was Candyman. One was the guy on the train who just stabbed the binary girl. She said, my pronouns are they, them. He said, well, we trying to help y'all. Y'all should check it out. It's funny. Very funny movie. Next I was going to talk about, oh yeah, it was crazy because when I went in, I saw that there wasn't like, theaters weren't packed, and it's the second day of the movie. Even though I go to like a very nice exclusive movie theater, I will say my movie taste has gotten bougie. Like they come to you, they take the order from your food, seats recline, they be heated. It's an experience to say the least. I and although I've been doing that, I didn't see a lot of people in the theater. Literally, it's like 8 or 9 people in the movie theater. It's like the last few movies I've watched with my girlfriend, it's been like that. It's crazy because when I was young, I used to have to intentionally go see a bullshit movie to finger bang a girl in the movie theater. Now that I don't finger bang in movie theaters no more, nobody's there. It's like, oh, look at this. Where the fuck was this whole wave when I was young? Matter of fact, I'm going to go see the movies with my kid for the first 10 years. First 10 years. For the second 10 years. That's when I'm going to see the movies with them. Just be cock blocking. Sit right by y'all. Everybody keep your hands on your armrest. Up high. Keep your hands high. I want to see none of that shit. I'm cock blocking. I know it's this thing out here called sex positive parenting. And I'm completely confused as to what it is. Like, you're supposed to have to sneak to get pussy. You know, as a kid, you're not supposed to be able to go home and just get pussy. That's just wild to me. That is so wild. I hear people say it, and I'm here. It's usually women. It's usually women be like, I'm sex positive. I'd rather them da 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 da. Fuck all that. You're going to have to jump over fences. You're going to have to hide in closets. You're going to have to live like I did. You're going to have to live a wild life to get pussy in high school. You know how hard that was? I had a sister my age, so all her friends were options. Well, not really. Only the ones that like me. But some of them did like me. Have a weird effect on women. Speaking of, I'd really like some people to start listening to the fucking podcast. The only ones that comment on the videos, ladies calling me good looking. Which means they probably don't listen to the podcast. Because there's a video and they randomly popped up and was like, hey, that's a nice looking dude. Which I appreciate, but these algorithms, man. These algorithms have hundreds of thousands of followers and this should be getting 8 views. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I realize it takes lots of episodes, so I really just want to get into the habit and the pattern of just putting them out consistently and building something to where no matter where my career goes, no matter what the algorithm does, I still have a way to communicate with people and still have a way to, push my comedy. Say what's up to the people that support the homie. Next, I want to talk about cheap movies in Hollywood winning. Lately, it's been a few YouTubers putting movies in theaters and having their people call up the theaters and say, hey, I want to see this movie. And then they turn around and make $50 million on the movie. And the movie costs $750,000. You're like, hold on, that's what we call a flip in the hood. I understand that. That was $750 to $50 million. That's a brick don't even do that. No, these guys are really, really talented filmmakers, and they really study the game. And actually, I learned a lot of my filmmaking from YouTube. And so same type of people are filmmakers themselves. And so they're making films, and the people that they taught, the people that they've spoken to over time, and the people that they work with are making efforts to put their movies in the theater, help get their movies there, and then actually going and supporting and purchasing tickets. If you want to support anybody, I tell you what, you want to support anybody anyway, do it financially. Not just financially. Do it by showing up. And, if it costs money, which everything on earth does, you should help that way. If you can. I know everybody doesn't have the money. And sometimes shit be tight. And when it is, try to help the best you can for free. There's ways to help for free. You can get on social media and share it, which tells your people, hey, I fuck with this. And they say, hey, I might fuck with it too. You know? That's just a shout out to all the dreamers. That's a shout out to all the entrepreneurs. I know so many people that are filmmakers, so many people that want to be filmmakers, people that want to have a voice and be able to speak through a camera. And I feel like it's a lot more possible now because it used to be in the hands of like 10 people. You used to have to talk to like one of 10 people to get a movie made. And honestly, they weren't letting you talk with your words. If you know what if you catch my drift, they was like, nah, you want this movie, you gotta fuck. And then the bubble bursts. And Netflix killed them. It was Netflix and Me Too. Combination. Gotta give it to those guys though. They did select good movies. Even if the artist had to do a bunch of stuff, wild shit to get into the place. The movie itself was good. The performances were really good because I watch a lot of old movies. I prefer old movies now because the new ones they're not hitting the same. They are not hitting the same. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the rabbit hole I got stuck in on YouTube. It's a guy on YouTube, basically. All right, let me get right for this. All right, so there's a dude on YouTube. His name is Reckless Ben, and he basically does these documentaries. And I didn't even go too deep into his channel. I just know there's a situation with a place called Bricks and Minifigures, and I think Bricks and Minifigures is like the channel sales or like the salesperson, the middleman for Lego. And so they have physical stores where you can go in and you purchase the Legos, yada yada yada. They make money, yada yada yada. And so this place, I guess, had some Legos on consignment for a guy. He gave him like $200,000 worth of Legos, and the store got sold. When the store got sold, the new people were like, nah, we ain't got your Legos. And he was like, nigga, I'm looking at my Legos. They was like, nah, them not your Legos. And he was just like, yeah, you just out the money. And he tried to do a few different ways. And the guy was like, I'm going to try to sue you. And the corporation was like, well, if you try to sue us, we're going to ensure that case costs you way more than $200,000. So you're going to lose. And he went to the store and he went to the corporate. He was like, I just want my Legos back. And they wasn't fucking with him. And so he talked to this dude on YouTube. And truth be told, I never even thought about the power of motherfuckers on YouTube. And somehow he got in contact with a guy on YouTube where the followers from the guy got in contact with him. And he does these documentaries. And I guess he was trying to expose them. And when I tell you, this was some of the most clever shit I've ever seen in my life. When he was just fucking with him. And I've never seen anybody fuck with a corporation with nothing. It was just him. He was like, I ain't got no bunch of money. I got nothing, but I got a bunch of fucking followers and I got fucking YouTube. And so basically he goes to the store himself and he brings the camera and he's just like, hey, I want to go ahead and get these Legos. And they were like, no. He was like, but this contract says that they're his Legos. This contract here from this store says that they're his Legos. And they were like, you need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. And he got kicked out the store. The police came. Police said, you're trespassing. And he was in a small town in Oregon. So I imagine shit's not very nice there. They're not nice to outsiders, especially hippie boy redheads with long hair. I'm sorry. It's one of the things where it was just like, oh, this isn't racist, but it feels fucking racist, So they basically was like, get out the store. They trespassed and they said, if you ever come back here, you'll get arrested. And so from this point, he goes through a bunch of smear campaign type shit, and it's the silliest funny shit. And when you watch the documentary, they put on these yellow masks and they sneak to the actual business and they hung a sign over the business that says we steal from old people. He set up a fucking table storefront in front of the bills in front of the actual business, and it said we steal from old people. He started selling shirts that say we steal from old people, and he was selling a lot of shirts, and he got mad because he was like, they not inside, they can't see us because the windows are tinted. He said, send somebody inside and tell them to come look outside. And they finally did, and they was like, you can't do this. He was like, yeah, we can. I'm like, no, you can't, this is against the law. He's like, yeah, I can do this, it's not against the law. And somehow He been looking up the laws and skating on real thin ice. So the police got there and they were like, "You can't do this." He was like, "No, this is an actual business, and it's a franchise, so we have multiple locations." And so basically, they were like, if you have an issue with it, all you got to do is call corporate." And then they was like, corporate say, "All you got to do is talk to the franchise owner." And they kept trying to send people back and forth the same way that they were being sent back and forth about the Legos. Hilarious, fucking hilarious. And at one point, he talking to the CEO, and the CEO is just like, "I see what you're doing," and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, why not just give them back the Legos? I'm like, first off, you know how the internet works. Like, you know how the internet works. Why not just give him the fucking Legos? But no, that's not what they did. They was like, "No, we're going to fight this and we're going to hold it and we're going to bear it down." And so I guess what they didn't know was that the guy was as big as he was on YouTube. And so once the documentary went out, they basically started a lawsuit and said, "We're going to sue you for, what was it? Not vandalism. What's the name of the word? I'm drawing a blank on the name of the word. Defamation of character. There it was, because the we steal from old people stuff. But he didn't lie. And so defamation means you lied. And he didn't really lie very much in the situation. He said some wild shit, and he did kind of get a little flamboyant and a little embellish a bit. But that's all that ended up happening. But I actually Googled their stock the other day because I was like, now that this shit, because I've seen so many reaction videos online, I was like, their stock can't be doing too great. I Googled it and said their stock is plummeting, and they put out a statement that says, "We're going to meet with the person basically the guy named Ben. So we're going to meet with Ben and his family. We are going to settle them. We're going to review the paperwork, and we are going to go ahead and come up with a number to try to go ahead and pay for their Legos." And the YouTuber started a GoFundMe that's already at like $100,000 plus on how much Legos are worth. So it was crazy because it seemed like the YouTuber won, and the police like redacted or didn't give out their body footage, and then and then basically when he got the body footage, a bunch of stuff was redacted. So somebody on YouTube goes and hacks the police fucking data and takes the body footage and releases it online. And I'm like, you don't understand the power of these little internet motherfuckers. Boo-hoo-hoo. If you want to win a fight, don't do it with somebody with literally an army of people sitting in front of their computers doing nothing. Doing nothing. They kicking it. Like, it's a bad place to fight. Long story short, they put the apology out, said, "We fired the guy. We don't have any more dealings with them. They are no longer associated with bricks and minifigures." Yada, yada, yada. I was like, oh, they won. They beat the corporation. Shout out to Reckless Ben. If you haven't watched the documentary, I just go to Reckless Ben's page. You got to find it. It's the one that's an hour long. I will say it was a pretty good, well shot documentary. Like, he did a good job with like how he put it together. I was like, this is a nice little, and he's weird and he's funny, and it's like it's Netflix worthy for sure. If it was on Netflix, it'll sit there at number one for a while. It's only on episode 2 right now, on episode 3 right now. The first 2 episodes have passed. They done swatted his house. Like, the shit got crazy. They calling the police on each other. It went left, and it was all on YouTube completely and totally free. That's why I'm telling you, like, the filmmaking is switching. Shit is not what it used to be. And I like that. I can't say I'm against it at all. At all. What else were we talking about? All right. Next, we still talk about movies. Apparently they got AI movies out. Or they got the first AI movie. They just completed it. And I guess people are worried. I don't feel AI has anything on human beings. Would I say that? I mean, they wouldn't get an AI CEO. They wouldn't get an AI board of directors. Like, they wouldn't have AI run the company because they assume it runs it more efficiently than these people that went to Harvard and these Carnegie Mellon graduates that went to these smart schools and understand how to run these businesses. I just think that it's very weird. Like, it's a weird space to sit there and think that AI can replace people. And so, yeah, the movie will come out. It'll be good. It'll be okay. I almost feel like it's not a new thing, you know? I almost feel like movies without real humans have always been around, you know? Toy Stories. Lots of movies out there that don't have real people. Animated movies don't have necessarily real people. But I guess I get their drift, but I don't really think they can outdo people. Like, I just feel like if you got the computer and said use it to computerize Robin Williams and have him make a movie, it wouldn't outdo Robin Williams performing in a movie if you gave Robin Williams that script. You know? I just don't believe that you can outdo God. I'm the Lord, will reign supreme. Okay, just me. I know people don't like Jesus no more. I still talk about him. You know why? Because I still like him. He still like me. Jesus still be looking out for me. I can't lie. I had like 9 friends lose their job this week. Shit is crazy. And they don't work in the same places. They not in the same cities. They not in the same industries. Same nothing. They just getting fired and replaced with AI, which is stupid because I think these companies are doing everything they can to not pay people and to get work done, which I understand from a business standpoint, but I don't understand from a humanity standpoint. Like if we give all the money to only a few people, what the fuck you think is going to happen? You don't think they're going to turn violent and come start taking shit from you? Like, we'll just pay people to protect us. Dangerous. dangerous game. Yeah, you're going to pay people to protect you. You're going to have to pay all your money for protection against the people you didn't give the money to in the first fucking place. It's just going to be a clusterfuck. Which it is. I guess we're starting to really get to that point. We're in the part of the future that's ass. I didn't realize it, but yeah. This part of the future is just super duper ass because systemic racism and racism are like pulling back up, and like I don't give a fuck if you see me, you know? Like looks like the Klan done ripped their masks off and was just like, nah nigga, we here. We here and we here and we proud. We sick of being in our masks. It's hot under there. Cause what the fuck is going on in America? They repealing civil rights acts, which I ain't even know you could do. I'm like, you can undo civil rights acts. I mean, you can bring back slavery. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? It's just wild to me. And then systemic racism. I'm going to go ahead and try to play this. All right. So here goes systemic racism for dummies. All right. What systemic racism is it's not a person calling you the N-word. It's not a person saying bad things, calling you a monkey, saying you're chipping out. It's not even Chud the Builder walking around actually being racist and attacking people. That's not systemic racism. Systemic racism is the fact that Chud is able to get millions and millions of dollars of support. Like lots of people supporting him. I went to the website. I looked at the messages. People saying, hey, brother, we really respect you. We understand what you're doing. Hey, we stand behind you. Hey, we got to get you out of there. You're doing the right thing. And they're rallying behind hate. Devils. Literal devils. Malcolm X said it. White devils. All of them ain't white devils, but the fucking people in that people in that chat and the people that were donating money, their hard-earned money in a fucking recession to support racism, and then the money can't even be used. I pray on everything that there becomes some sort of clause at those sites where it's like, if you raise the money for racism, we gonna give it to the victim. Because I don't understand how you're allowed to do this, because it's almost like you could hire a hitman at that rate. It's like if you could pay somebody for shooting somebody, that's like hiring a fucking hitman. And I'm like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I love the fact that he's not necessarily out of jail. And I love the fact that they're going to go ahead and put all that money up for his lawyer. And I hope that the reality of the situation is he put himself in such a deep fucking hole. Johnny Cochran couldn't get that nigga out. I don't give a fuck who it is. Get Robert Kardashian. Could the nobody. Because guess what? He said he was going to fucking do it on the internet. And then went and tried and tried and tried and tried. And then he did it. And so now I want to see what type of wizardry y'all gonna pull to pull this motherfucker out. Cause he damn sure didn't give his lawyer shit to work with. He didn't. So that means you're gonna have to go up to the top. You're gonna have to go to the Grand Dragon, motherfucker. You're gonna have to go up to the Grand fucking Dragon and ask him to pardon you. I ain't even saying it's impossible, but that's what you're gonna have to do. And then in another situation, There was a kid that was shot, I think in South Carolina. Let's go ahead and get it right. Let's get it right. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Why? Because he had to die for nothing. He had to die for nothing. And it's frustrating to just see it. And guess what? It's always a black man. Cyrus Carmack Belton is his name, and apparently he was in a grocery store. And when in the grocery store, he grabbed some water, and then he didn't want the water, I guess, looked at the water and saw the price was too high. I don't know. I've done it before. Put the water back, walked out the store. From there, the owner of the store starts chasing him. And his son, two people start chasing him out the store. He's running, and they think he stole something. So as he's running, he falls. And as he falls, he turns around to get back up. One of them screams he's got a gun and shoots him. And guess what? Somehow, after going through a full trial with attorneys and witnesses and evidence and everything happening and saying exactly what happened, that's how I know the information I know, they said he was not guilty of some stand your ground bullshit. I'm like, you can't chase nobody and be standing your ground, can you? That seems like reasonable bullshit. But that's what I say when I say systemic racism. I mean, literally, it does not make sense. It will not make sense. It's fully and totally based off of racism. It's based off of white supremacy that says that, yes, our laws can say that we can do this, but you cannot do it. Our laws say that you can do this, and we can kill you for it. Simply put, we'll find a reason to say it's okay. And the jury found him okay. So it's not even like it was just him. It wasn't just a judge. It was a jury of people. So it's systemic. Like hundreds of thousands of people are very, very happy with and okay with redistricting voting rights and making sure that poor people don't have as much of a say. And a bunch of poor people don't even fucking care. They're not even smart enough to realize it. They half of them giving up on the freaking political system, and I understand that. We supposed to be talking about funny stuff. I'm sorry. Systemic racism is really fucked up, and I just wanted to shed a little light on what exactly it is. It's not racism directly from an individual. It's not racism from like a small group or unpowerful group of individuals. It's a system of levels of racism that says you are inferior because you are black. And guess what? We're going to do what we can to put you back in slavery, because that's what jail is, y'all. It's slavery. And so they're putting niggas back into slavery in any manner, any way that they can. And guess what? You find out that people that should be going to jail for crimes that they did commit, which is fine. You know, I feel if you commit a crime, go to jail. I agree with that. I feel like you should go to jail for committing crimes. I just don't like when people do commit crime and get away with it. It's just, I don't like it at all. It's just, I happen to know this happens a lot to black people and to women. It's like, niggas, it's really fucked up. It's just really, really fucked up. And shit made me realize why black guys get the most women. I'm like, cause shit, we do think it's big dick and nonsense. It's not even. It's truth be told, it's because we relate. We relate to the fucking struggle a little bit more. When a woman tells me she got to worry about certain shit, I'm like, I understand that, because I got to worry about certain shit too. So I get it. I still prefer black women, but I understand how all types of women go through this shit. Black women go through it the worst, but all women go through it. And it's a thing that's worldwide. It's pretty fucking sad. It's a bunch of angry niggas out here that hate women. I feel like they talk shit, but I feel like the best way and easiest way to not like have issues with women is don't fucking talk to and argue and listen. You know, don't listen. You know, if you don't listen to somebody you don't agree with, then you will never feel the need to respond. Like if somebody's saying some shit you completely and totally don't agree with, and you know they're very stupid, why would you try to convince them that what they're saying is not smart? Like if they're convinced that this is intelligence and that they're correct and they will never be wrong, why would you waste your real intelligence trying to convince them of what's real and what isn't? I see people do it in the comments. They sitting here arguing with racists in the comments with blocked profiles and no profile picture. I'm like, ma'am, you are arguing with a member of the Klan. Okay, that is a Klan member. And you are having a full-fledged argument with a Klan member. Like do you think he gonna hold your hand at the end of it and sing Kumbaya? You think y'all gonna end up seeing eye to eye? I don't think so. I don't. Call him a white devil and keep it moving. All right. We are rolling again. Sorry, guys. I have a Sony camera, not a Sony camcorder. So DSLRs cut off after 30 minutes. And so every 30 minutes, I got to stop and start again. I wasn't even supposed to be talking this long, but here we go. What was I talking about? Racism and women. Yes, that's what I was talking about. I'm going to lean on this gender war stuff a little bit more. I see it a lot on the internet, but you know what I realized? I don't see it as much in real life. Like, I go out, I'm talking to people, and then I see reality, and I see people together. I see a lot of single people and people in groups. A lot of times it's younger people, but I realize younger people be single. It just is what it is. I think that they'll come around and start dating each other. And I notice there's a lot of like single women and that are upset and are on the internet. But you got to realize that's just part of life. Watch and living single, or in living single. Watch living single. Watch and living color. Watch all TV shows from the 90s. They usually had a woman that was single that didn't have a man. They was like, she can't find one. She can't find one. You don't have one. You don't. They used to make fun of her for not having a man. Remember? So it's always been a thing. I'm not saying that you should make fun of women for not having a man or a suitor, but just saying a single friend has always been a thing. No need to fight her or hate her. Just know she's a part of life. She's a character in the book. Don't be fucking mad at her, Do you know? Well, this has been 5 things on KSquared for this episode of the KSquared podcast. Dropping episodes every Monday morning. Here you can go ahead and catch it throughout the week. I will drop bonus episodes throughout the week, unscheduled. So that's why we call them bonus episodes. So there will be extra episodes sometimes there will not be. A lot of this stuff is timestamped, so we got to keep it rolling and moving. Follow me on all social medias, Instagram, Facebook, all of them. You can. It just is what it is. Come to a show. I could care less about the internet. It messes with your money. Follow me in real life. Come to my comedy shows, please and thank you. But this has been a new episode. I thank you guys so much for watching. It'll be on Spotify and YouTube. Clips will be on the internet, but Spotify and YouTube are going to be the main places. KJ Lee Official. I appreciate you again, and I will let Lupe Fiasco play us out.